guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be doing a continuation of my Psych word stories series. So I haven't made one of these videos in a long time, so we're gonna see how this goes. But those are my most popular videos and how I got the majority of my subscribers. So we're just gonna see how this goes and do it again. Let's get started. So the first story is going to be being told I need to stop acting like a child when I recently had turned 18, so I pretty much was a child. Basically, the background of that is the fact that I was really upset and this nurse was really rude, and the nurse was rude and not a good nurse, and he was telling me that I need to calm down, that I'm acting like a child, and obviously that pisses me off more. So it got escalated and then they wanted to put me in isolation because, yeah, it really pissed me off when he said that I need to stop acting like a child. So that escalated things more and I ended up in isolation. Like, this nurse was an asshole. So that's what I'm gonna get into that story. This one's not very long. The other ones are gonna be longer than that. But number 2 is the time I got assaulted by a security guard, and not like physically assaulted, more like sexually assaulted. So basically, I was 16 at the time, and I was 16 and I was acting up because I was really overwhelmed and everything. So I was like really escalated and they were restraining me to my bed, but the security guard did some things that were not necessary. He grabbed my chest, not in a way that was designed to keep me safe. It was more like he had the power to do so, so he did. He grabbed my chest and like squished my boobs, and to be fair, I don't even want boobs, so that really, like, yeah, that's what he did. And you could say that he was doing it for my safety. He was not. I know the difference. I've been restrained enough times to know the difference of if something's necessary to keep me safe or something is not right. And what he did was not right, because there was no reason for him to put his hand into my bra. It wasn't even just like on the outside. He put his hand into my bra and squished my boobs. And obviously that is not right. And that is just not right, and that shouldn't have happened. Number 3 is about the guy that would steal everyone's drinks and snacks. So if you had someone coming to visit you and they bring you snacks or a drink from the outside world, you had to watch very carefully because this dude would literally come in your room and steal it. So if you weren't holding it or watching it, there was risk of someone just like straight up taking it from your room. Like, they're not even allowed to be in your room, but they will come in your room and steal it anyways. So this was on the adult ward, by the way. So if someone came to visit and they brought you snacks or a drink, you literally had to watch that until you finished it, because someone might steal it, because this dude would steal everyone's everything. So you had to be very careful with like outside stuff, because it was like everyone wanted it, but this dude in particular would literally take it. So yeah. In the adult ward on the basement floor, you really had to watch out for that because he would steal everything. So number 4 is in the children's psych ward. When I was there for Christmas, we would make gingerbread houses, and because there wasn't very many of us there, we each got our own gingerbread house. And this is more of a lighthearted story that's not so intense or dramatic. And yeah, we basically just made gingerbread houses for the day, and that was fun. I gave my gingerbread house to my brother for Christmas because I wasn't home for Christmas, and yeah, it was pretty fun. Not too much into detail with that. There's not much about it, I guess, but we made gingerbread houses, and I know some of these things I'm saying in this video are repeated from other videos, but I'm just putting them in this video anyways. Number 5 is being watched while using the washroom and being watched putting a tampon in and then being asked how to use a tampon. That was one of the weirdest experiences I've had because I had a sitter. So that means someone that just watches you 24/7, and my sitters had to be like people that could put their hands on me. So that's like nurses or CCAs, things like that. And basically my sitter was like watching me put a tampon in because I was there for 6 months. So obviously I'm gonna get my period at one point. So I was putting in my tampon and it was very awkward, and it just is. And then maybe like 5 minutes after, I went to the bathroom and she watched me put a tampon and she's like, how did you do that? I've never used a tampon before because I'm scared and don't know how. So I basically had to explain to a 30-year-old how to use a tampon, and I was like 15, 16. It was a weird experience, but I don't blame her. I guess if you don't know how to use a tampon and you see someone do it, you might want to know how, but it was a weird experience. Like a really weird experience, but you know, I taught an adult how to use a tampon. Number 6 is actually kind of funny. So I had an eating disorder, and I wasn't admitted specifically for my eating disorder, but they kind of tried to fix it while I was there anyways. One time I got my tray for supper, right? This was the funniest thing. I didn't really fill out my menus. I would like circle one thing maybe, but they'd send me like a full meal because they have to. I pull out my tray. My entree is a cup of peanut butter. That was so funny. I pull out my tray and it's literally just a cup of peanut butter, and it says entree on the little slip. It says peanut butter. Nothing with the peanut butter at all, just peanut butter. And it's like one of those really small things of peanut butter. That was so funny. And I was like, I don't really give a crap. I wasn't gonna eat it anyways, but that was interesting. And then the nurses were concerned because someone who actually wants food might have had that situation. I was like, well, I wasn't gonna eat it anyways, so I didn't really care because their food's disgusting and I didn't want to eat it. So I didn't eat my thing of peanut butter either because, I don't know, there was nothing to put the peanut butter on. That was an interesting meal experience because everyone got their trays and I pull my tray out, there's literally just peanut butter. Okay, the last story I'm gonna tell you guys is I told my nurse, this has happened more than once, I've told my nurse that I would like to go home or I would prefer to be at home, and then I get sectioned. Like, I didn't say I'm going to go home or I'm going to leave and go home. I said I would prefer to be at home, and then I get sectioned because they're like, well, you're gonna leave, and I was like, well, now I legally cannot leave because they sectioned me for saying I would like to go home. It sucks and it's dumb because I was like, well, I'd like to go home, and then you get sectioned and then you have to stay there longer. I don't see the thought process in that. I didn't really tell them I was going to go home. I told them I want to go home, and then they say, well, you can't leave anymore. No leaving for you. Weird experience. Psych wards are just weird experiences. Anyways, that is it for this video. I hope it was somewhat entertaining. I know it's not as entertaining as my other ones because this one I have less stories left to tell you because I've told so many and I wasn't sure how long each story was going to take, so I only did 7. I could have done more, I guess, but I only did 7 because I didn't know how long it was going to take to explain each one. Yeah, I'm sorry if I repeated anything from past videos. I probably have just like a little bit because lots of things overlap when you're in the psych ward. There's like many things that kind of go hand in hand or overlap with each other. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Obviously you don't have to do that. I just really appreciate when you do, and same thing goes for social media. If you want to go check it out, it's linked in the description box below, and obviously you don't have to do that. I just really appreciate when you do. And that is literally all I have to say for you guys today. Bye guys.